Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. This is the 4th episode of The Circle. It was a great episode. We just got off of the heated Truth or Dare. Everything went down between Savannah and Tara Lisa. So it's now a circle, Savannah versus Tara Lisa. Where will everyone go? Who will have who on whose side? We shall see. Let's see. Up first, we have Courtney, who is the VP of Savannah's fan club. That was his words. Trevor is still big brother to Savannah. River has Tara Lisa's back, and Lance looks like he's falling on Savannah's side, but I think Lance only is flowing with Savannah because Tara Lisa didn't defend herself, like I said last week. I don't want to go this deep. Up first, the girls seem to be playing the middle until they have to be making their decisions. That's Chloe and Emily. I wrote in my notes, I didn't like how Courtney and Trevor, the two people of color. I guess Savannah is a person of color as well because I think she's half Mexican and half Filipino. But Courtney and Trevor look to be the two black people. Let's just call it what it is. The two black people of the show have such blind loyalty to Savannah and not even give Tara Lisa a chance. Now, mind you, Tara Lisa, I'm going to just speak for Angie for a second. If I'm in the circle and I see there's two other black people in the circle, off rip, like y'all had a whole girl gang, we would have had a whole black people, I don't want to say black people gang, but I would have had a whole, I'm rooting for everybody black chat too. Like, I'm going to get y'all on my side. Like, we all got something in common. Let's at least get to know each other and let's have each other's back. And if we end up not liking each other, we don't like each other. I don't understand for the life of me. Maybe they just didn't show it on the show. Why instantly the first people I want to get to know, Angie, if I was Tara Lisa, is Courtney and Trevor. I want to get to know y'all off top. But that's just me. Like I said, not all black people get along, but it just bothers me that they don't have each other's back. And it's kind of like whatever Savannah says about Tara Lisa, I believe. But they haven't had conversations with each other, which is sad. Let's get into Tara Lisa and Courtney. Now, Courtney is doing his yoga and Tara Lisa pops up on his private chat. And I'm starting to dislike Courtney because the way Courtney rolled his eyes was like, what does this bitch want? Like, he was utterly disgusted that Tara Lisa's name popped up on his TV screen. And it seemed like if it was a phone, he would have sent her the voice. He would have sent her as the voicemail. I'm like, it's a game, Courtney. I don't understand why you have that much hate. Like, you didn't go home. At least hear what the woman has to say. Like, you act like she slept with your man. At least listen to what she has to say. So the dislike that Courtney has for Tara Lisa it just bothers me. Tara Lisa was honest with him, but I felt like your honesty came too late. Like, yeah, you didn't have Courtney's back in the influencer circle, but it was only because you hadn't had a conversation with him and you didn't know him. Now, that could be a reflection on Courtney because to me, if someone is an influencer the first week, I'm definitely private chatting they ass. I'm definitely getting to know they ass, using every card I got in the book to make sure I'm safe. Like, Courtney, why? You just assumed Savannah had your back. Fuck Tara Lisa. Like, why didn't you get to know Tara Lisa as well? Moving on. Savannah has a conversation with Emily and Chloe. She wants to check in with the girls. She wants to know that she's the one telling the truth and to not trust Tara Lisa. and that they should be careful with her because she can't be trusted. And I'm like, see, Chloe, you doing too much. Like, when it comes to girl gang, you should let Chloe and Emily figure it out on their own, because the more you push against Terralisha, they aren't going to trust you, because you were the one who dishonored the girl gang first by choosing Trevor. Now, yeah, you explained yourself, but you can't act like you haven't done anything. Like, all of your moves in the circle were judged. You still have some snake-like moves too. Now, Emily, that I love everyone. Oh, it's okay. Let's be peas in the pod squad, whatever she called it. That's going to hurt you, and it's already irritating me. I'm like, Jack, get into the game. Get into the game. Like, what you're doing with Emily, people going to get tired of that shit real quick. So, Chloe, around episode 4, I'm starting to like Chloe, because Chloe is like, let me just play the game. Girl, you cool with me, girl. Let me just tell this bitch what she want to hear. That's what you got to do. In a circle, you just got to tell people what they want to hear, and then in your mind, remember the shit that you know about them. So, Savannah, this is where you messed up part 2. Savannah wants to know, well, since we all going to be peas in the pod, when it comes to Terralisha, y'all going to have my back before y'all have Terralisha back, right? And I'm like, what do you expect them to say to you, girl? What do you expect them to say to you? One, we haven't done any ratings yet, so you could easily be influencer again. We don't know. You expect for them to be like, nah, I'm rolling with Terralisha, so you could vote them out. Like, you asking a loaded question, you're gonna get a loaded answer. People gonna bullshit you, and they're like, yeah, we got your back, girl. And so now you rolling with that, and here come Chloe. I can't believe she's so naive if she believed that. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, you being stupid. If you think these people just gonna be like, oh yeah, fuck Terralisha now because you said so. Who are you? Who are you? Let's move on. Lance and Trevor play this game of 21, and I'm like, why? Why do we have to see that? If it's not a corny group game, like everybody doing something corny over the circle chat, I don't want to see it. I want to see more conversations of strategy, of people getting their numbers together. Like, I want to see that. People getting exposed. Like, that was wasting my time. I don't care nothing about that. I do want to say, just like I like Jack more than I like Emily, I like Delisa so much more than I like Trevor. Like, Trevor is a womp. Oh, we finally get to the ratings. Let's get to it. So, Lance, this is his first time in the circle, so Lance is safe. I ain't gonna go through how everybody rated. Let's just get to what the ratings are. So, at number 7 is Terralisha. Terralisha. She number 7. She went from first to last. God did say, I will make... What did he say? Those who are first, last, and your enemies your footstool. I done got the Bible wrong. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And I felt so bad for Terralisha. I was like, oh, last. Ultimately, you started it. Like, you ain't have to say nothing. You could have let that girl been devastated and then just talk shit about her in the room. But anyway... So Savannah is like, haha, that bitch last. That's what she get. And so guess who number 6? Savannah asked. And so I'm like, I see you ain't laughing no more. You laughed a little bit too quick. That's what your ass get. You number 6. Number 5, who also was like, yes, that bitch is last. That's what she get. Courtney's ass. You're number 5. The bottom of the circle much like... Courtney, you got to do better. You can't rely on Savannah. Now, we already know the outcome, but I want to see how Courtney pivots. Oh, I can't wait for April 21st. 4 is River. 3 is Trevor. I'm so happy Trevor was number 3 because I was nervous for Terralisha. I felt like Terralisha was getting ready to go home this week. Emily is 2. Chloe is 1. Emily and Chloe are the influencers. They have a decision to make. So the chat says, let's get ready to block. And they got a block right now. Ain't no 24 hours. So let's get into it. This circle influencer, circle, whatever Emily and Chloe was doing was aggravating. Like I said, Emily, Jack, you gonna let Emily play the game or you gonna let Emily go home? I'm ready for Emily to go home because Emily does nothing within the game, but Jack just provides funny commentary in his apartment. But that's not what the circle is about, because everybody else don't get to hear your funny commentary. Like, we need Emily to play this game or Emily needs to go home. So Emily exposes nothing in the circle. She really ultimately is putting the decision in Chloe's hand. Like, whatever Chloe says, she's like, oh, well, I don't really know that person, but if you like them, I'm okay with saving them. But if you don't like them, I'm okay with them going home too. Whatever you like. And Chloe is losing her mind. She was like, bitch, you need to say something. Oh, I see your game. I feel like Chloe, I don't know if this is good gameplay on Emily or bad gameplay on Chloe, but Chloe exposes too much of her hand, because she exposes that, 110% Trevor ain't going home. Trevor is safe. Then she exposes that she's the three amigos with Courtney and River. They had some little scene where they talk each other slang. Like, she would give them some UK slang, and I think River gave some Southern slang. And so this opens up Emily's eyes and was like, oh, Chloe got a real hold on this circle. And when you think about it, Chloe is good with everyone. Like, Chloe just had Emily say that she's Emily's BFF. She has a crush on Trevor. Her and Trevor have each other's back. Courtney and River, they're now the three amigos. Hell, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Chloe is cool with Terralisha. The only person, and Chloe has everybody. Everybody in the circle she has a connection with. Emily, you're going to have to vote Chloe's ass out the first chance you get. She has a tight hold on the circle. So at the end of the day, they was like, well, it's one of the girl gang. Who in the girl gang going out first? I was so nervous for Terralisha. We didn't really get to hear too much commentary. At one point, they was like, well, maybe Terralisha is using Savannah Not Saving Me as a way to cause confusion amongst the girl gang. And I'm like, no, Terralisha is not doing that. Terralisha does not know about the conversation that you three had onto why Savannah chose Trevor over you. Terralisha is missing a piece of the puzzle, so you can't be mad at her for thinking that Savannah is a snake. And Terralisha is really wondering, like, why you so cool with it? She didn't save you. Anyway, I was so nervous. At the end of the day, let's say goodbye to Savannah. I think Savannah was a good move to be blocked, because Chloe, she made me think Terralisha was going to be blocked, because she was like, I don't want to piss off the person who has the biggest alliance. But I think getting rid of Savannah really opens up Chloe's game, because with Savannah gone, now Courtney doesn't have a best friend. Courtney is a part of the three amigos. Now, Courtney could go run. I hope she don't go run with Lance. I don't know why people don't know Lance is a catfish. Like, in my mind, I'll be like, why is Lance Bass here? He doesn't talk like Lance Bass. Like, I was here for Terralisha when she asked him, what you gonna do with the money? He doesn't need the money. His reasoning for saying he was going to use the money was to start up a tour was stupid. It wasn't funny. I hope Lance goes home next, but Courtney now has to pivot, because he doesn't have anybody to be the VP of their fan club. He need a new position. He done lost his job. So I would think Courtney would pivot over to Savannah, or at least the three amigos, which is River and Chloe. With Savannah being gone, Trevor is out there with nobody. Like, all he has now is his little crush with Chloe. He doesn't have a little sis, big sis, whatever it was. He doesn't have that anymore. So that was a great move on Chloe's part. And if Jack would have used his brain for Emily a little bit more, he would have got rid of Terralisha. Because Terralisha, all she really has is River. You just gave Chloe two stronger allies, Emily. But moving on, Savannah gets the to go visit someone. She chooses to go visit Courtney. What I don't like is the circle gave her a hint, because I feel Savannah is a hot shit talker. I feel like Savannah would have wanted to confront Chloe or Emily and be like, why did you say you had my back and you didn't? Like, I feel like she would have gave us that, but then she was like, the circle said, no, go confront somebody who you think deserves to win the game. And I felt like that was a hint for her to, because, you know, whoever she goes to go see gets to get a secret power. And of course you want to give a secret power to an ally and not a friend. So she goes to see Courtney. It was so funny. She came in the room and Courtney was like, oh my God, you are so pretty. And she was like, oh my God, I like your hat. I was like, bitch. She a fake bitch. Like, you couldn't even say, oh, you're so handsome or you're pretty too. Like, that was hilarious to me. Just the way she said it was hilarious to me. She tells Courtney, you know, again, the true tea about Terralisha, she wanted your ass gone. I wouldn't trust her, and I wouldn't trust Emily either. And so Courtney is like, well, who do you think should go home first, Terralisha or Emily? Because, you know, he ready to get revenge for his fan club person, Savannah. And she was like, you should get rid of Emily first, because Emily is smarter. And I'm like, smarter where? Like, I got offended by that. I'm like, Terralisha just said she got 2 degrees. Math and... Look at these kids. She got 2 degrees. I just didn't like that she said that she was smarter than her. But she did say Emily was a better game player. I don't know. I think Emily game sucks because she doesn't say anything. And people are going to start distrusting her. So now she tells Courtney, because Courtney is like, I don't even want to talk to Terralisha. She was like, no, you should be friends, Terralisha. Be friends, be fake, and then get Emily out, and then get Terralisha out. Now, that is good advice. You do need to be fake. You do need to make friendships, make amends, because you need people to vote for you, or you'll never be able to be in that influencer position to vote Terralisha or Emily out. And then I just said, well, I guess Courtney getting ready to play Savannah's game, because he was like, yes, I'm going to do exactly what you said. I'm like, no, like, take bits and pieces of her advice, but fuck what she says. She got voted out second. So obviously she plays an awful game. Don't come in here hot, Courtney, and play Savannah's game and then be voted out third. Don't get voted out before Lance. Okay, Courtney? Because Lance needs to go. Courtney gets to unlock something called the inner circle. We got to wait till Wednesday to find out what this inner circle, what all it entails. Probably some kind of superpower. I wonder if he can look at people's chat history. That would be interesting. So he could really see what people were saying behind his back. I don't know. That to me seems extremely unfair, but I'm assuming other people get to do it too if they ever get voted into that position. And that's the end of my notes. So until April 21st, that's all I got. Like, comment, share. I definitely can't wait to hear everyone's comments about all these episodes of The Circle. It was so good. Like, I could go back and rewatch it. And go ahead and hit subscribe, because I will be back to do the next 4 episodes next week. And you know, as soon as The Circle ends, Too Hot to Handle will be back. And I like Too Hot to Handle too, and I will be reviewing that. So go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and become a part of Kiss My Cheeks TV. And I will see you all later. Have a good weekend. Bye.